Good morning, everyone. Well, I'm used to saying good morning. It's really good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Mornings with Mayesh show that is happening in the afternoon. I think it might be still the late morning hours over on the West Coast. It's Yvonne here, and thank you so much for joining us. I am here today with my flower friend, Cristina Barragan of Fleursociety, and we are going to be chatting about how to streamline your business. Super excited about this episode. And just a fair warning, we have about 30 minutes to get through all of this great content. But don't worry, we have a lot more to go over. I'm sure Cristina would be willing to come back for round 2. So be sure to say good morning. Let us know where you are from. And if you have any questions for Cristina, please post those in the comments as well. Please also let me know if you can hear me, because honestly, I've been having a lot of issues lately with all of our lives. And hopefully once I bring Cristina on, you guys can still hear me and we don't have any issues this round. But just keep me posted on that too. Hi, Huntress Florals. How are you? Also wanted to let you guys know, if you're new to the show, we will be posting this replay along with our podcast and show notes on our blog. So if you want to be notified when it is up, be sure to subscribe, and I will post the link in the comments for you guys. So you have that, and I will show it on the screen as well because we're fancy like that over here. Keitra says, I can hear you. Awesome. Thank you. So yeah, fingers crossed that today goes much better than the last time, because that was a hot mess. And I'm going really quickly here because we need to get started. So I'm going to hide that, and I am going to bring on my special guest. Hey, Cristina.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's crazy. It's insane this day, this week. I think you and I both can relate to distance learning right now. I'm sure a lot of people in the chat can relate to their children having to learn from home. So it's a lot going on.
It is a lot going on. I have a little one. My oldest is doing much better with it. She still gets frustrated, but my little one is in first grade. So I feel for the little ones, because it's like they have to learn how to use a computer really quickly.
Yeah, it's insane. I teach 5th grade, so these kids already kind of know how to do that, so it's nice.
Yes.
But it's interesting. But thank you for having me. This is always fun.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I know we have a lot going on. You have a lot going on. And I know there might be some people tuning in that might not know who you are. So before we get into the meat of our topic, can you just introduce yourself a little bit and share a bit about your flower story?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So it's been like 15 years, I guess. 2005 is when it all started. And I was actually just graduated from college, going on to be a full-time teacher. And it fell on my lap to do weddings somehow. And after that first crazy year and you know, Yvonne, back in 2005, no resources, no YouTube, no Facebook groups, no support at all. I had to learn everything on my own. It was a challenge, and it was a lot of lessons learned the hard way, right? And so I didn't get into education until 6 years ago, but it was because I had a lot of people asking me, hey, can you show me how to do this? Can you do mentorship? Can you do coaching? And so it just kind of all happened the same way. It just fell on my lap. And then Fleursociety was born, right? And so that's basically it. You know, me trying to hustle as a business owner and also as a full-time teacher. And I've been doing that for the past 15 years. I've been doing both. I think some of you have probably heard me say that I was going to retire like 10 years ago. I'm like, I'm retiring. I kept saying that, and it just never happened. And ultimately, it didn't happen because I am multi-passionate. I love to teach. I love my career as a teacher. And so I decided that I had to just find a way to make it work. And so that's when I started to systemize my business. I started adding workflows. I started to automate as much as I can, and use all the tools that we have today that can help us do that. And so when I did that, and also as well as growing my team, that is how I've been able to do both. Essentially, like I still work as a teacher. That's my career. I love it. And I'm not willing to give it up yet. Maybe distance learning might change my mind, but for now, it's still in my, still there for me to do because I enjoy it so much. But it's also been really nice to be able to become a mother and have time to do that, be home and be present with my children, and, be able to do Floor Society and all the fun things we have going on over here as well. So systems saved me. I like to say that, and it's dramatic, but it's true. So that's a little bit about me, guys.
No, I love it. And you really are an educator through and through. Obviously, you teach as a teacher with little ones, and you're very passionate about teaching within our industry. And that's one of the reasons why we love working with you, is because you're just a huge, again, you just have that passion for it, and it really shows. So
thank you.
It's genuine. You're not just doing it because you're jumping on the education bandwagon.
Oh, gosh. There has to be more to teaching. Like, it has to, and you have to enjoy it. Like, I wouldn't be in the classroom if I didn't enjoy it, because there's a lot that comes with that job. It's a lot of work that goes home with you. It's a lot of emotion that goes into it. And if you don't have those things or enjoy it, just like with any work, it's going to burn you out quick. So yeah, I'm definitely, I feel that in it because of my passion to teach. Like, it's just who I am.
Yes. Awesome. Good. So I know you mentioned it a little bit about streamlining and using different systems. So how has streamlining changed your business in your life? Obviously, you're able to do more, but getting more down into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, I'm able to do more, but work less, if that makes any sense. So being able to take your business, just kind of imagine where you're at right now, and doing less in your business, but doing more. It's in terms of maybe doing bigger budgets, maybe doing bigger, events, maybe doing less events, bigger budgets. So for me, when it all started to kind of shift for me, is because I was able to implement these workflows, these systems, these automations in my business, where I didn't have to be in my inbox as much. I didn't have to manage clients as much. I didn't have to do all of the things that you're probably find yourself doing right now. And it's because I decided to incorporate a CRM into my business. And so the CRM that I use, and I just love so much, is Honeybook. Honeybook is what has allowed me to do that. And so when they came knocking at my door, I didn't hesitate. I signed up right away. I was like, give me this. I don't know what it is, but just give it to me if it's going to help me, just really save time. And so today, that's how my business runs itself. It's through that. Now that I've grown a team to do a lot of the work, where I'm not as busy with events, because I'm only take on 5 events every year myself. My team takes on another amount, and they manage those without me, is Curate. And I know Curate is one of our partners too, because they're like, awesome, right? Is Ben in here? Is Ben in here?
One of them is, they say, yay, love these two. Yay. So Curate is definitely here. Hi, Curate. We love you guys.
Okay. So Curate is what I've recently incorporated into my business, because my team needs the stem counts. They need all of that back end stuff to essentially run my business, right? To make sure that they're doing things correctly. So I use both. And so I invite you guys to check out either or both, to help you with that sort of thing, because trying to do everything yourself, especially the old fashioned way, and I think you and I can relate to this more than anything, Yvonne, because we started back then, but back then it was me using old school Excel. There wasn't even Google Suite like the one we have now. It was old school, like software on your computer. What is it? Word doc? I don't even know what it's called back then. Something like that.
Word,
and Gmail, right? Everything was a mess. And so if you've heard my story, like I dropped the ball so many times because I was not systemizing things. I didn't have a process. I was trying to do everything on the fly, including recipes and orders and things like that. And so many disaster stories later, I learned my lesson. And now with something like Curate and Honeybook, I don't have to miss a beat, essentially. Like, it's all there for me. A lot of it is automated, but a lot of it just really helps me stay on top of it all, and as well as making sure that I'm actually profiting in my business. Because before, I'm like, oh, I'll do that for $500, $2,000. I was just kind of guesstimating my pricing. But when you have something like Curate that can just tally it up for you and show you exactly what your profit is going to be, then that makes it so much more helpful. And so that is how I've been able to do that and still, manage all the other things that I'm doing. It's just been nice. And to answer your question very simply, because you know me, I like to talk. It's given me the flexibility to really design the life that I want. And that was me being present at home with my children, me not bringing work to home anymore. Like when I walk into my house, it is to just be home. It is to just be that person where I could be a mom and a wife and just not have to worry about bringing anything home. So, and it's nice to be able to enjoy those fruits of those labor too, which is like travel, not anymore, obviously, but traveling and having time for other fun things. So
yes.
It's awesome.
Yes, I love it. And if you guys don't know about Honeybook or Curate, I included those links in the comments, and of course they will be in our show notes on our blog. All of that sounds wonderful. And Cristina, yeah. What do you use to stay organized the most? Obviously you mentioned Honeybook and Curate. Are there other things that you use?
Yeah, besides the two like big things, which that kind of does it all, to be honest. I do have somebody who helps me with like inbox, like a VA, right? So an assistant. So that's very helpful. Like if you have the budget to hire someone, and by the way, when I say have the budget, a lot of you might say, I don't have money to hire anybody. I used to say that all the time. Find the money because it's there. So that might look like canceling Netflix for a little bit. That might look like, getting yourself on a budget, not shopping as much. Yep. Guilty over here. You will find the money. Believe me, when you go in and examine all of your expenses and what they look like each month, and you can save that money to hire somebody, even if it's part-time, like 5-10 hours a week, that is going to make such a huge difference in your life and in your business. And so I don't have to wrestle with like the inbox anymore as much. Like I still do some emails myself when they're personal to me, but for someone to manage that is saving me hours every single week of not having to do that. So that's just an example. So I would say delegating as much as you can. Delegate as much as you can. And that could just be anything. Like I do not clean my house. It's embarrassing. Sorry, I don't clean my house, you guys. I hire somebody to do that for me. I don't have time to do that, and I want a clean house. Someone to do grocery shopping, like Instacart. Hello, that is the newest COVID discovery. I didn't do that. I used to do that all by myself on Sundays, and I hated it. Instacart, just do it. Get your groceries delivered. So things like that. Gardening, gardening is nice, but like mowing the lawn, we have somebody to do that for us. Like my husband and I have decided that we were just going to work smarter in our businesses, but also we were going to delegate a lot of those tasks that were just taking up so much time so that we can free up that time to be present with our girls. So that's one of the best things I think I've ever done is just hire people to do things for me. So
yeah.
Do it, guys.
It makes sense. And that way it also frees up time for you to do what you love to do and work on that piece of it. Good stuff. How do you determine and create workflows? I know I use the word workflows, and I've done sessions on just that before, and people just kind of look at me cross-eyed like, I don't get this, chick. This is way too nerdy. But I think it's really, really important. And I know we're both very passionate about that. And honestly, out of anyone that I know, you do this the best. So you are like the queen of workflows. So,
oh my gosh.
Let's talk about that.
Okay. So simply put, a workflow is something in your process that you find yourself doing over and over and over again. It's just like a routine. So the easiest way to create a workflow for your business is to figure out what that routine is. And I'm old school. I like to write things down. I have notepads everywhere, planners everywhere, calendars everywhere. And I like to essentially just take everything out of my brain and throw it on a piece of paper. Sloppy, it's not perfect. And figure out what that is. So if you have a process in your business, maybe it's your inquiry process, right? What do you do the moment that you get an inquiry? When somebody calls you, emails you, fills out your form, whatever that is, write those steps down. And I'm talking nitty gritty, like every step. What does that look like for you? And you're going to find that a lot of these steps could either A, be delegated, B, be automated, or, you can find a way to make it like simplify it even further. And so what I did was I took every process in my life, in my business, and I did that. I did step 1, step 2, step 3, and figured out how to put that over in Honeybook and they have the workflows option in there and have those things automate themselves. So for example, my inquiry process, when somebody fills out my form on my website, they automatically get a thank you email and a brochure. I don't do anything. That Honeybook does its thing. And as soon as they, answer that, they get the next step, okay, which is an invitation to do a phone call, a chat. And then it's the next step after that, which is a questionnaire, and then the next, and it just keeps going, right? So whatever that process looks like. So for you guys who may just be starting this out, get a piece of paper and write out your process, and just start with the inquiry process for now and see if you can automate or delegate a bunch of these steps to save yourself some time or to make it even simpler. Because when you have a routine, it's just like a morning routine. If you follow your morning routine, you're going to create consistency in your business and or in your life and in your business. So, and it's going to make things more efficient for you and for your business. And it's going to help you just save that time. Okay. So is this making sense? Am I making sense? So when you do that, that is essentially a workflow, and you're going to find that you have dozens of workflows in your life and in your business that you probably don't think of as workflows, but they are. So in my business, I have several different workflows that will automate themselves through the process with each client that comes through. And it's going to just help build that client experience, that efficiency. It keeps everyone accountable. It keeps everyone on track. It's beautiful. I love workflows.
Me too. And we use them a lot too. Our biggest one that we use is for our registrations, kind of like what you just described for your client inquiries. And it's changed our life. And we're able to kind of deal with all of our incoming leads with just one person because of those workflows. So it's still a manual process for us because we have to, verify information and things like that. Yeah. But the rest of it after that it just works very seamlessly. So we love workflows here in my department.
And if you don't have something fancy like a CRM that does it for you, like some of those automation, as long as you create the workflow and have a process, even if it's a manual process that you have to do or someone else is doing for you, as long as that process is there, you're going to be able to create that workflow and create that consistency, which is the key here. Because if you're doing everything on the fly, like I said, you're going to forget a lot of those steps. And for me back then, it was forgetting to follow up, forgetting to send a proposal. I would forget, forgetting to follow up about the proposal. Like if they wanted a book, forgetting or a proposal, forgetting to follow up on payments. You know what I mean? Like the dirty work. I hated doing that. Honeybook does that for you now. They send those emails, those reminders for you. But yeah, so it's just a nice way so you don't miss a beat in your business, what that looks like. Because when you start to miss the beat, you're going to lose out on a lot of money that's on the table, or you're also going to lose trust in the clients you already have because you're not following through, right? And so in the beginning of stages of my business, I would literally take their money and say, okay, you're booked. And then I wouldn't talk to them till like a month before their wedding because I was like, oh, I booked. I didn't have client experience, right? And now there's little touch points all the way through that process until their wedding day. And even after their wedding day, there's still a lot of client experience going on, a lot of nurture, a lot of trust building, so that we could get that amazing review at the end of it all, right? So that's the goal. We want to make sure that we're constantly doing that so that we can get that referral-based business, which is what we heavily rely on. I don't do any advertising, by the way. I don't spend any advertising dollars at all anymore. I used to when I first started. Now it's just referral-based.
Yep. Yeah. And same here, honestly, because we're so into inbound marketing and using the workflows. Love it. And we could do a whole session, honestly, on workflows, and maybe we will one day. But we're going to move on to the next question. Have you invested in education yourself? I know obviously it's a passion of yours and you do a lot of teaching. So what have you done for yourself, and how do you determine where to invest in education?
Yeah. So I'm a firm believer that we are lifelong learners. Okay. There is no one out there who knows it all. Okay. And if you have a know-it-all attitude, then you're holding yourself back, I think, from really great things. And so myself included, I don't know everything. I can't claim that I know everything, and I wouldn't want to do that because I don't, right? And so yes, to answer your question, I invest in education every single year. I set a budget for myself. I buy courses. I do memberships to things. I have mentors. I do all of the things because I still feel that it's important to hold myself accountable. It's just like going to the gym. Like, I hate working out. I hate it. And mind you, I got a Peloton bike, and it's embarrassing to say, but unless my husband keeps me accountable, I won't get on the thing. And I love getting on the thing, but it's just that I'm so tired that I just don't want to sometimes. And if he tells me, hey, you forgot to do your ride tonight, I'm like, oh yeah. And then he holds me accountable. So it's the same thing. Like, we need accountability in our lives. And the only way to get that is usually to invest in your own education or invest in the people who are going to push you to be there. And so with, like, for example, in Fleursociety, we have memberships, we have courses, all of the stuff, right? My membership is really about accountability. It's giving you the resources and the materials you need to do something, but I also give you that accountability. I expect for the things to be done and implemented. And if you're not doing them, then you're not really holding yourself accountable either. And so if you're not doing the things, there's never going to be any movement in your business, right? And that's with everything. You're never gonna lose 10 pounds if I don't get on that bike. So I need someone to push my butt to get on that bike. So that's why it's important, I think, that if you are just consuming education, free or paid, but doing nothing with it, then what's the point? It's just a big waste of time, in my opinion, right? So be very careful, I think, with what you're consuming and what you're actually investing in, because there's things out there that may not be really for you, or may not work, or may not even, they're not a good fit. So I always say the rule of thumb for me, I invest in people that are doing big things. So if somebody is doing big things in their business and they're offering an opportunity to learn from them, those are the people I want to learn from, because they're actually showing me that they're doing big things, right? So that's just kind of my rule of thumb. Invest in the people who are actually doing the things they say they're doing. Point blank.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. And I just think it's important to always evolve as a person, as a business. Then my favorite kind of thing from Gary Vee that he always says is that when you have a business, you want to be the one putting yourself out of business. You want to just continue to grow, evolve, change. If you stay stagnant, then that's it. So, and it's like a, kind of a negative way to look at it, but it's true too. So I think it's just, again, the positive end of it is just, again, just pushing yourself to grow and evolve. I think that's just so important.
Yeah. And I think that's just like a way of life in general, right? Like, you have to challenge yourself. And so that is why, with any opportunity, you have to learn from it. You have to grow from it. And I love Gary Vee. He's a genius.
Yes. Love him. We all know I love him. I bring his book everywhere I go.
He's so nice, by the way, too. Like, the nicest guy ever.
Yeah, he seems very nice. I have not met him yet, so that makes me jealous. All right. So, Cristina, can you talk a little bit about how you could stand out in your market to attract clients? I think that's a great question.
Yeah, oh gosh, man, this is a hard one. And I know the answer very well. And I continue to say in my community what that answer is client experience. Like, honestly, my client experience is what sets me apart in my business. It's not my designs. It's not my website. It's not my followers, like, none of that. It's the client experience that I take every single inquiry that comes into my inbox. It's essentially what makes me stand out. It's why they book me, because I have a very extensive qualifying process. Okay. And if those people don't make it through, then they're not my clients. Like, I've tweaked my workflow so much over the past few years that in the end, those that make it are my ideal client, and those that don't, they're not, for several different reasons. And so the people that I have been able to serve through weddings and events, or even just in the education, have always told me that, hey, we picked you because you're organized. We picked you because it seemed like you had everything all together, or you made us feel loved and special, or, whatever. It's always related back to client experience, not the price tag, and not anything else like fancy frou-frou stuff. Like, oh, your website's gorgeous. Like anyone can make a gorgeous website, right? So it's really just how I've been able to manage clients from the get-go and give them that experience that they want to feel, because client experience is not just a thing they see, a physical thing. It's a feeling, right?
Right.
And if we can make our clients feel a certain way, they're going to trust you. And that trust is dollar signs, right? That is what gets people to buy with no question, because they can connect with you on that level. So client experience, guys. And it's, by the way, it's client experience month over in Fleursociety. So it's all I've been talking about all month. It's just my passion. I love talking about this subject, this topic, because I've been able to tweak my process so much over the past 15 years to get it to what it is today. And it really just truly works.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. I'm just looking through the questions real quick. We got a couple. We have one question here from Nutmeg Fibers. How does Honeybook have any integrations that are useful?
So many integrations. Okay, like a ton. First of all, it integrates with Zapier, which means it integrates with pretty much anything.
Right.
So the ones that I use integrations with QuickBooks for my taxes. I use integration with Calendly, which is my calendar system. I use an integration with Bonjoro, which is my like client experience secrets like weapon, which I'll be happy to share about that another time because it's awesome. But yeah, there's a lot of integrations that you could do. Gmail integrates with my Gmail, so it keeps all my emails all like nice and tidy. So there's a lot. You can do a lot. Integrates with over at Flowdesk so that I can make sure that I'm sending out my nurture sequence emails, like all of the things, guys. It integrates with pretty much everything.
So good. And not anything to do with integrations or anything, but I just like this, so I'm going to share it. Michelle says, I took a break from my business, and to get back out there, I did a bridal shoot. I bought some flowers for Mayesh. Thank you. Broke out my own wedding dress, and boom, 5 orders within 2 days. Go, Michelle.
Wow.
Love
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah. Woo.
That's awesome.
I love it. So good. That's always worth a celebration. So I know.
Good.
Yeah, we've been talking a little bit about obviously being efficient in the business, educating yourself, evolving. I think that ties really well into the summit that you just launched. So let's talk about the summit real quick and what is it all about?
Okay, summit, passion project right here.
Yeah.
So this is our 6th summit, guys. 6. This is crazy. And it's design based. So it's all about design. And if you guys heard the announcement or didn't hear the announcement, it's different than ever before because we have 40 educators, not 10, which is what we typically do, right?
40 is insane.
It's 6 days, not 2. And the best part of all is that it's free for the first time ever. Free. Okay. So you get access to all of the sessions, which is 40 of them, for free. Now, obviously, we do have an upgrade bonus because we wanted to offer additional things for someone who might be a little more like wanting a little more from all the educators, which is breakout sessions, Q&As, Profit Panel Live, which is another event, the unlimited replays, you guys. So if you feel like you're going to want to refer back to these things, and you will, because let's be honest, who can retain 40 presentations? I don't think anyone can retain that information. So if you want to refer back to it, I call it like this little magical toolbox where you can just log in and watch something over and over again, take notes over and over again. Then you're going to have that access through the bonus access pass, or the Bloom access pass, right, Yvonne? So yes. Yvonne, I know you have a link somewhere if you want, or she posted it. I think she posted it. Yep. But this really, I mean, you guys can thank COVID for this, because when COVID hit, I was already planning the design summit back in March. And you guys remember, things were yucky, and they're still kind of yucky, not so nice. I knew that I wanted to offer the opportunity for as many floral designers around the world to be able to have access to this, because I know times are hard, right? They're really difficult right now for some of us. And so having that free option, I know, is making a huge difference already. I've gotten dozens of emails, dozens of DMs, people just being super grateful and thankful for that opportunity. But we do have hundreds of other people who have upgraded because of the extra bonuses that are offered in the Bloom bundle. And so if you have the means, I should say, to invest in that Bloom Access Pass, please, by all means, do it, because there's a lot of special stuff in there. Yvonne, I know you're offering $50 off.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's $147, you guys, until Sunday. It will be full price after that, $197. We're not offering any other promotion discounts or anything after Sunday. It will be full price. So this is the time to jump in, get that $50 off for $197. You're going to get all those goodies and then some. And it's just going to be amazing, because if you have seen the lineup, we have incredible educators on board, and they all said yes without question. They wanted to provide this opportunity for you guys. So please thank them, because I've been saying thank you forever now, and I don't feel like it's enough, Yvonne. So
you know what?
It's awesome.
All the educators I know do this because they love it. Everyone, while the thanks is great, it's just rewarding to always give back, and to see this many people working together in our industry and giving so much. And it just gives me goosebumps. So just super excited, and I hope you guys check it out. I posted the link in the comments. As Cristina said, there's the free version, then there's the upgrade, and again, $50 off only until Sunday. So be sure to check that out.
And I want to add one more thing, Yvonne, if you don't mind.
Of course.
And I announced it yesterday. I did a live yesterday over on the Fleursociety Instagram, and it made me cry because it was an emotional thing, and I'm not going to cry right now, but I hope not anyway. I also wanted to put it out there that when I did the Bloom bundle last time, we did a philanthropic connection to it, and I knew I wanted to do it again. And so September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. My sister is a childhood cancer survivor, and so she actually grew up to be a public relations person for St. Jude's Hospital. She works for St. Jude's Hospital. So we're using this as an opportunity to fundraise. So I am donating a proceed of those sales to St. Jude's Hospital to help that awareness month. And I'm just really excited about that, and really, like, it just motivates me to be able to do that, to help any other way that I can. And if anyone has philanthropy tied to your business, I invite you guys to do that, because when you give your business purpose, so many things happen. Not only is there more clarity in why you do what you do, but it also just, whatever you do put out there is going to come back to you. And I believe that 100%. What you give is what you get. And for me, I've been able to say, and just truly say, that over these past 15 years of my business of doing that, I've been able to get so much more in return. So just wanted to put that out there. For every person that does upgrade, you are helping a huge cause. Okay. So thank you so much.
I love it. I love it. And just a special bonus for all of you guys that are listening live and that you've posted comments, we are going to give away 2 Bloom Access Passes. So super excited about that. I'm going to pick the viewers after the show. I have some meetings and another live that I'm doing. So you'll get a message from Cristina, with an access code. So look out for that, guys. Yeah, super, super excited. Are there any kind of closing thoughts that you wanted to share with us before we head out?
No, I think just, if I had to say anything right now to encompass the whole presentation today, is really just working smarter is going to allow you to give your life purpose. It's going to allow you to have time to do the things that you really do want to do. And it's going to also give you the opportunity to find joy in the things that you do. Because if you are like me, the first 5 years of my business, there was no joy. I hated it. And that was because I was not working smarter. There was no help. There was no systems, all of that. But now we have so many resources out there, guys, that can help you with this. You're not alone. There's people out there willing to help you. So invest in those things that can help you. It's going to make your business grow. It really is. Don't look at it as an expense. Look at it as an investment, because that is what is going to happen. Your business is going to grow. And if you can scale your business, you're going to be able to be more profitable in the end. And of course, have just a better lifestyle where you're going to be not as tired or burnt out like some of us, right?
Yes,
So that's it. And I
I
hope to
love
see
it.
you at Summit.
Yes. Well, I will see you at Summit. I hope we all see you at Summit. I'm super excited about it, guys. Be sure you check out that link. And again, it's going to be everywhere. I sent out an email. It was in the email yesterday.
Awesome.
It will be up on our website and in the blog show notes for today as well. So yes, thank you,
Yay. Woo,
Christina.
thank
And
you. Thanks, everyone.
yeah, the theme, work smarter, not harder. That's the theme of my house. It's a theme for everything. I love it. I love it.
Everything.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's a wrap, guys. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
hanging out with us for a bit today. Make sure you mark your calendars for next Wednesday, September 2nd at 2 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be taking a deeper dive in sustainability with Marie-Claire Coste-Dujols of Le Jardin Francois.
Ooh,
Did I do an okay
nice.
job on that? Woo woo.
Wow,
Sounds
that was
fancy,
great.
right?
Yes.
But I know sustainability is a huge topic for a lot of us, and it's going to be growing. It's definitely something that out. And again, please feel free to email me, DM me your questions for Marie Laura. And again, we are in this with you. We are going to get through these tough times. I know we're still going through tough times, you guys, as an industry, as businesses, and we wish you nothing but health and love for your loved ones and you. And that is it, guys. Thank you, Cristina. Again, I love Fleursociety. I love what you guys do. And I hope to see you soon. And I know we will.
We love you too. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.